Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Core English Podcast. I am your host, Luna.
And I am Jasper. Welcome to the show, friends.
Jasper, today we are going to destroy a myth. It is the biggest, most damaging myth in the entire language learning community.
A myth? Like dragons? Or unicorns?
Worse, it is the myth that says, to become fluent in English, you must practice with a native speaker.
Oh, I hear this all the time. People say, Jasper, I don't live in London. I don't live in New York. I have no native speakers to talk to. So I guess I can never be fluent.
Exactly. It is a terrible excuse, and it stops millions of people from reaching their potential.
People think that native speakers possess some kind of magical fluency dust, and if you just stand next to them, the dust will fall on you and make you fluent.
I wish that was true. I would just hug a native speaker every day.
But that is not how the brain works. A native speaker can give you feedback, yes. They can correct your grammar, but they cannot build the physical muscle memory in your mouth. Only you can do that.
That is a hard truth. It means we have to do the work ourselves.
Yes, but it's also incredibly empowering. It means your fluency does not depend on a plane ticket. It does not depend on an expensive tutor. Your fluency is entirely in your own hands.
You can build it in your bedroom, in your kitchen, in your car.
Exactly. Today we are going to give our listeners the ultimate solo practice guide. We are going to teach you how to become your own best speaking partner.
So if you are sitting alone in your room right now, congratulations. You have everything you need to become fluent. Let's get started.
Okay, Luna, I am alone in my room. The door is closed. What is the first exercise? Do I read a textbook out loud?
Absolutely not. Textbooks are for reading. We want to practice spontaneous speaking, so we are going to use the crazy person technique.
The crazy person technique. Why is it called that?
Because if someone looks through your window, they will think you are crazy. You're going to start talking to yourself constantly.
Oh, I already do that, but I do it in my native language to complain about the weather.
That is exactly what we're going to do, but in English. We call it narration. I want you to narrate your life as if you are the main character in a documentary film.
A documentary, okay. Here we see Jasper in his natural habitat. He is opening the refrigerator. He is disappointed because there is no cheese.
Yes, exactly like that. But you don't have to speak in the third person. You can just describe what you are doing, feeling, and seeing right in the moment.
Give me some examples of when I should do this.
The best times are during automatic tasks, things you do with your hands that don't require deep thinking. Cooking dinner, folding laundry, cleaning the house.
So while I'm folding my shirts, I say, I am folding this blue shirt. It has a stain on it. I need to wash it again.
Yes, it sounds very simple, almost like a child speaking. But Jasper, do you know what happens in your brain when you do this?
What happens?
You're forcing your brain to connect English vocabulary directly to physical objects and actions without translating from your native language first. You're bypassing the translation center.
Because the object is right in front of me. I'm holding the blue shirt. I'm not thinking of the word for shirt in my language. I'm connecting the physical fabric to the English word shirt.
Precisely. And what happens when you don't know a word? Let's say you're cooking and you don't know the English word for colander, the bowl with the holes used to drain pasta.
I freeze? I panic?
No, you are alone. There is no one to judge you. This is the magic of solo practice. When you don't know a word, you practice circumlocution.
That's a big word, circumlocution. It means talking around the word, right?
Yes, you describe it. You say out loud, I need the bowl with the holes in it to take the water out of the pasta.
That's brilliant, because in a real conversation with a native speaker, I will forget words all the time. If I practice describing things alone in my kitchen, I won't panic in real life.
Exactly. The crazy person technique builds incredible fluency because it trains you to survive the blank moments.
All right, Luna, I am talking to myself while folding laundry. What's next?
Next, we need to add a visual element. It's time for the mirror method.
Oh no, the mirror. I hate looking at myself when I speak. I make weird faces.
Most people hate it. That's why it is so effective. Language is not just sound. Language is physical. It involves your lips, your teeth, your tongue, and your facial expressions.
That's true. English requires a lot of facial movement. Native speakers use their mouths very differently than I do in my native language.
Exactly. Some languages are spoken very softly with barely any mouth movement, but American and British English require you to open your mouth wide for certain vowels and bite your lip for consonants like V and F.
If I don't move my mouth correctly, my pronunciation sounds muddy.
So, you lock yourself in the bathroom, you stand in front of the mirror, and you practice speaking, but you don't look at your eyes, you look at your mouth.
What should I talk about in the mirror? Do I just say random words?
No, give a speech. Imagine you just won an Oscar. Imagine you're giving a TED Talk about your favorite hobby.
Thank you, Academy. I would like to thank my coffee machine for keeping me awake.
Yes, and while you give your speech, watch your mouth. Are your lips moving enough? Are you smiling when you say positive words?
Smiling actually changes the sound of your voice, doesn't it?
It does. We call it the customer service voice. When you smile, your tone becomes higher, warmer, and much more natural. The mirror forces you to see if your face matches your words.
I think the mirror also helps with confidence. When you look at yourself speaking English, you realize, hey, I actually look like an English speaker. I look capable.
That is a beautiful point. It destroys the imposter syndrome. You stop feeling like a fake and you start accepting that this language belongs to you too.
Okay, Luna, we have the crazy person technique, we have the mirror method. Now I'm going to ask you about the most painful exercise in the world.
I know exactly what you are going to say.
The Voice Memo Diary.
It's the ultimate tool for fluency.
Why does hearing my own voice on a recording feel like physical pain? It sounds terrible. I sound like a sick duck.
Everyone hates their recorded voice because when you speak, you hear your voice echoing inside your skull, which makes it sound deep and rich. When you hear a recording, you hear what the rest of the world hears. It's a shock.
It's a tragedy, is what it is.
But we have to get over the cringe. If you want to improve, you need feedback. And since you're practicing alone, your phone is your teacher.
So how do I start a voice memo diary?
Every evening before you go to bed, open the voice recorder app on your phone. You're going to speak for exactly 2 minutes.
What's the topic?
The topic is simple. What was the best part of my day and what was the hardest part of my day?
That's a good prompt. It forces me to use past tense verbs. Today I went. Today I saw.
Exactly. You hit record, you speak for 2 minutes. You cannot stop. If you make a mistake, you keep going. If you forget a word, you describe it.
And then comes the painful part. I have to listen to it.
Yes, you listen to it immediately, but you listen with a specific goal. You're not listening to judge your voice, you're listening as a detective.
What am I searching for?
You're searching for your crutch words.
Crutch words, like ah, like, you know.
Yes, when we speak, we don't realize how many times we say but the recording does not lie. The recording will tell you if you said 20 times in 2 minutes.
That's incredibly valuable. If I know I say too much, I can consciously replace it with a silent pause tomorrow.
You will also catch your own grammar mistakes. Because your passive knowledge of grammar is high, when you listen to the playback, you'll suddenly hear yourself say, he don't like it, and you'll immediately think, wait, it should be, he doesn't like it.
Because when I was speaking, my brain was too busy to catch it. But when I'm listening, my consumer brain activates and catches the error.
Exactly. You become your own native speaker. You correct yourself. And that's the fastest way to permanent fluency.
Luna, my vocabulary is getting better. I am talking to the mirror, I am recording my voice, but I still feel like I have a very heavy accent. I sound choppy, like a robot reading a script.
you are missing connected speech.
Connected speech, the way native speakers glue their words together.
Yes, native speakers don't say, "What are you going to do?" They say, "What you're gonna do."
It sounds like one giant word. What you gonna do?
To learn this, you cannot use a textbook. You have to use your ears and your mouth simultaneously. You need the shadowing method.
We love the shadowing method on this podcast. Let's break it down step by step for the listeners who have never tried it.
Step 1. Find a short piece of audio from a native speaker, a YouTube video, a TED Talk, or even a scene from a movie. It should only be about 30 seconds long.
Step 2. Turn on the subtitles or find the transcript.
Step 3. Listen to the 30-second clip 3 times. Just listen. Pay attention to the melody. Where does their voice go up? Where does it go down? Which words are stretched out? Which words are swallowed?
I call this finding the music of the language. English has a very bouncy rhythm. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum.
Yes, it is stress-timed. Now, step 4. You speak with them. You press play and you speak the words out loud at the exact same time as the native speaker. You become their shadow.
It is very difficult at first. I always fall behind.
It is totally normal to fall behind. If you mess up, rewind and try again. Your goal is to match their speed, their pitch, and their connected speech perfectly.
Why is this so powerful for solo learners?
Because it forces your mouth to move faster than your brain can think. It builds pure physical muscle memory. When you shadow a native speaker saying, "I would have gone," your mouth learns the muscle movement for "I would have gone."
So the next time I am in a real conversation, my mouth just automatically does it without my brain having to build the grammar.
Exactly. Shadowing is the ultimate bridge between knowing English and sounding English. 10 minutes a day of shadowing will transform your accent in a month.
Okay, Luna, we have narrated, mirrored, recorded, and shadowed. What is the final boss of solo practice?
The final boss is role-playing reality.
Role-playing, like acting in a play?
Yes, but a very specific play. We are going to use the two-chair method.
I'm intrigued. I need 2 chairs for this?
You put 2 chairs in your room facing each other. You're going to simulate a real-world conversation that you're afraid of having.
Oh, like a job interview or returning a broken item to a store.
Perfect examples. Let's take the job interview.
You sit in chair number 1. You are the strict, serious interviewer. You ask the question out loud in English. So, Jasper, tell me about your biggest weakness.
And then I get up, move to chair number 2, and become Jasper the applicant.
Yes, you physically change chairs. In chair number 2, you answer the question out loud. Well, my biggest weakness is that I work too hard.
The classic fake interview answer.
Exactly, but changing chairs does something amazing to your brain. It forces you to anticipate questions, and it forces you to think from 2 different perspectives.
It creates the unpredictable feeling of a real conversation. If I'm the interviewer, I can ask myself a surprise question. Jasper, why is there a gap in your resume from 2023?
And then you jump to the other chair, and your brain has to react instantly. It's the closest thing you can get to a real conversation without another human being in the room.
It sounds a little bit crazy.
It is completely crazy, but fluency requires a little bit of madness. If you can confidently argue with yourself in an empty room, you will be fearless when you talk to a real person.
I can use this to practice small talk, too. Chair 1, how was your weekend? Chair 2, it was great, I went to the park.
Yes, practice the exact scenarios that make you nervous. Before you travel to a foreign country, put 2 chairs together and practice checking into a hotel. Practice ordering a complicated coffee.
I would like a half-calf oat milk extra hot latte.
By the time you do it in real life, it will feel like you've already lived the conversation. The anxiety will be gone.
Jasper, before we wrap up, you told me you had a story about practicing alone. A story where you were interrupted.
Oh yes, the most embarrassing moment of my language learning journey. Listeners, prepare to laugh at my pain.
I am ready. The listeners are ready.
A few years ago, I was living in a small apartment with a roommate. I was taking my English practice very seriously. I was doing the crazy person technique and the two-chair method all the time.
Excellent student.
I wanted to practice being dramatic, so I'm sitting in chair number 1, crying fake tears, saying, "It's not you, it's me. We're just going in different directions."
Wow, an Oscar-winning performance.
Then I jump to chair number 2, pretending to be the girlfriend, and I shout in a high-pitched voice, "How could you do this to me, Jasper? I gave you the best years of my life."
No, you did the voice?
I did the voice, and right at that exact moment, my roommate walked out of the kitchen. He had been home the whole time.
Oh my goodness, what did he do?
He just stood there holding a bowl of cereal, staring at me. I was sitting in a chair, talking to an empty chair in a high-pitched voice about a fake breakup.
How did you explain that?
I didn't. I panicked, pointed at the empty chair, and said, "She started it."
She started it. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
He slowly backed away into his room and locked the door. We didn't speak for 2 days.
The sacrifices we make for fluency, Jasper.
Exactly. But you know what? My English improved massively that year, so I have no regrets, even if my roommate thought I needed psychiatric help.
What an amazing episode. I think we have proven beyond a doubt that you do not need a native speaker to become fluent. You just need yourself, a mirror, and a little bit of courage.
Let's quickly summarize the solo practice toolkit for our listeners.
The crazy person technique. Narrate your daily actions out loud to bypass translation.
The mirror method. Watch your mouth move to fix pronunciation and build confidence.
The Voice Memo Diary. Record yourself for 2 minutes a day and hunt for your crutch words.
The shadowing method. Speak simultaneously with a native speaker audio clip to master connected speech.
The Two-Chair method. Role-play real-life scenarios by jumping between 2 chairs.
It's a powerful toolkit, but tools only work if you pick them up and use them.
Which brings us to our weekly challenge.
Yes, we want you to commit to one of these techniques today. Go to the comments section below this video right now.
Write down my solo practice technique this week will be and tell us which one you chose.
Are you going to be the crazy person? Are you going to talk to the mirror? Are you going to set up 2 chairs?
Make the commitment. We read your comments and we love seeing you take action.
Remember, every minute you spend speaking English alone in your room is a minute closer to fearless fluency in the real world.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on the Core English Podcast.
If this episode gave you a laugh or a new idea, please smash that like button. It tells YouTube to share this podcast with other learners who feel stuck.
And subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode.
Keep narrating, keep shadowing, and keep speaking, even if your roommate is watching.
See you next time, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye.